Hey, so it's a real big common misconception that you can be too old to be in digital marketing. That digital marketing is all about young people who are on TikTok and Snapchat and Instagram and, well, not Facebook anymore, but yeah, you get the point. Like, it's all for young people who are on their phones all day. And maybe if you're beyond 40, you may not think there's a space for you in this space. I made this video because I myself, being in not even in my 30s yet, I turned 30 this week on February 28th. But I can see from all the people that I've worked with that there's a big interest of, a lot of people want to get in digital marketing. But there's some people that are a little older, and then there's a lot of people in the field that are already younger. And if you look online, you'll probably see a lot of younger people are digital marketers. But the internet's been around since 1991. And that means that there's people who have been in the industry for, since then, or even 2001, have been around in the industry for 20 years. And I work with people every day, and they're some of the best people I work with who are in their 40s, 50s, and they've been in this since the beginning. And they have a huge advantage because a lot of the things that they're seeing happen now in digital marketing, they've already lived through, and they haven't, they're not like us or people like me who it's my first go around when we see, channels like Facebook and iOS 14 coming out, and it's being a big change in regulation, and that just changing the platform completely. People I work with have seen this before with, pop-up blockers and ad blockers and things like that. And they're like, oh yeah, when that happened, here's what we did. And this is kind of how we navigated it. And here's how we think we can navigate that in a similar way with Facebook. So it's just amazing to have people who have that, experience and talent. And to be honest, I'm sure you could probably relate if you're under 30. They've been in this industry longer than we've been using computers. And that's just the facts. Now, you can argue and say, well, we grew up with this technology. But at the end of the day, if you're my age and we're under 30, we were on VHS when we were kids. And we didn't really grow up with it. And I think my kids and our generation, they're growing up with it. So it may be a little different then, but technology is changing so fast that it's not like it fully matters, but it does matter how long you've been in the space, in my opinion. Being able to go through different cycles of the internet and being able to know and appreciate what we have today. There's one of the people who has founded the company that I work with now. He talks about times when even with Shopify didn't exist 15, 20 years ago. They had to build their own platforms in order to sell things online, and that gives them a different appreciation for what we're able to do on the internet today, and just being able to spin something up, throw up apps, and do what we need to do. And they understand the financials that go into running an e-commerce store very, very, very well, because they know how it used to be when they had to look at the financials, because it was going to cost so much to develop this site. It's not like now where you can just throw up a Shopify site literally in like 5 minutes and be up and live with some products hooked up to Oberlo or Alibaba and just drop shipping things from there. So all that to say, people who have been in this industry for a long time, you can never be too old. You can't be too old, because even if you haven't started, say those people have started a long time ago, if you haven't started, you have life experience. And in one of my previous videos, I talk about 3 tips for building better client relationships. And I guarantee if you've been around in life long enough, longer than 30 or 40 years, you've developed some of these things on your own just to get through life. And, you can tap above and kind of check out that video. But in that video, I break down different ways and use an acronym called SAD to describe how to build client relationships. I know that's not probably the most accurate representation for building good client relationships, but I use that acronym, and I talk to you about how client relationships is really the crux of everything when it comes to digital marketing. If you don't have a good client relationship, even if you get good results, the client's just not going to enjoy working with you. And at the end of the day, will find reasons not to work with you, whether they know it or not. So having that good, the ability to communicate well with people and the ability to build rapport with your clients is huge. So if you've been around long enough in any industry, you know that. And that's another advantage that you have by being a little older in the industry. I think a reason that a lot of times that we see younger people as digital marketers, social media managers, and all of those type of things, is because at the end of the day, older people move up and on faster. They have things like families to support. They have, mortgages. They have bigger responsibilities. And also, they're just better at leading teams. They've been around longer and doing that. So they probably end up in roles like operations, CFO, CMO, and they get out of those marketing roles that are very marketing specific, like copywriter, content creator, social media manager, and they elevate into these C-suite and executive roles or VP level roles faster. So we don't see a lot of marketers in the marketing industry, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't become a marketer. So if you are watching this video, I'd love you to just take a second and let me know below in the comments if you are a marketer and somebody who is looking to get into marketing and you're over the age of 40, if you don't mind me asking. Let me know below. Let us know below, and we're cheering you on. The fact that you've even watched this video and you're contemplating coming into the field or stepping back into it, maybe if you've been in it before, is amazing, and I applaud you. There is no reason not to come into the field. We need more people who have experience, who have life experience to learn these platforms, and ultimately to lead teams of people who are on them. So, call to action today is, do you think somebody is too old to be a digital marketer? Do you think that's even possible? Do you think that there's an age limit? If so, if you believe that people can be too old, what's the age limit? I'd love to know what you think. You know that I don't think there's an age limit on how old you can be or how old, is too old to be a digital marketer. But I'd love to know what you think in the comments below. All right, now go ahead and check out one of these videos and make sure to subscribe to the page if you liked this video, where I talk to marketers like you who are aspiring to get in the field or have just started in the field and looking to level up your career. All right, I'll wait for a sec. Make sure to hit one of these, and also make sure to check out that video that I said in the midway through the video about 3 tips for improving your client relationships. All right, later guys.